Show off your garage.
Garage, isn't it? People like seeing the garage. For some
Yeah, people like to know who's going in your garage.
Yeah. There we are. Bit of garage action. Oh,
We're live.
Oh,
Just showing everyone your garage as well. Anyway, hello and welcome everyone. My name's Lainey. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is the Banish bin, and we have the lovely Lexx over here.
hello. I'm over here. High five.
That way, I did it right. There you go. Get there eventually. You know what I mean? Have you seen Bad Wolf's name by any chance?
What does she say? Where is she? Where is she now? Hang on. Lex's number one fan. Number one troll, maybe.
I told her earlier she had to put Lex's number one foot fan, but then I said it sounds a bit wrong, like she's got some sort of equipment that just for her feet, you know what I mean, like on my feet.
Apparently Steve's just gone live. Hang on.
All right.
How rude. Let's see. Shall we let's all just go over to Steve's channel for a second and just call him Dick or something. Oh, he's only got a jeans haul. Cheers, Steve. Going live while me.
Yeah, get him telt. Just rude.
Rude.
While you finish that, I'm going to say hello to a few people and we'll crack on. Hi, Nia, Laura, Mrs. Q. Been looking forward to this one, she says. Hi, Joan. Hi, Lee. Hi, Julie. Hi, Joy. Hi, Sharon. Scrolling. It's like going through everyone else, saying hello to everyone else, isn't it?
Really
Hi, Chris. Hi, Gloria.
Don't watch him. No one does anyway, Steve.
Hi, Babs.
Yeah.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Susan. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Becca.
Boy.
Hi, Cassie. Hi, Neil. Hi, Ali. Mrs. Q says, looking gorge, girls. Thank you very much. Hi, Antoinette. Hi, Ian. Where am I? Am I right down the bottom? Hi, Mandy. Hi, Keaton Kenton. I always say his name wrong, you know. I pronounce it every time. He just laughs at us now. He's just like used to us. Hi, Joan. Hi, Pew Vintage. I think that's. Oh, hi, Steve. Rude. You're rude. Yeah, she just answered. Hi, Dorothy. Right. Well, we'll get started, shall we? We'll crack it. We'll crack on.
Crack. Say crack again, Lainey.
Crack.
Crack.
Crack on. Right. Anyway. Okay. So, if anyone doesn't know, this is the Banish bin, and basically it's a bit like Room 101, if you know that, but better, obviously.
Much better.
Much better. It reminds me of Drag Race. Much better.
Much better.
Much better. Anyway.
She should have done that as well.
Yeah, I liked her better. Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay. Right, moving on. Stop talking Drag Race now. So, the first category I gave you was bands of singers, or band/singers.
Okay, well, I've already kind of slightly broken the rules on this one a little bit, because one of them is it's a various artists. And typically my mum chooses now to go and print stuff off on the printers right next to me. Can you hear that?
It's fine. It's fine.
Anyways, Yeah, so my first choice is various artists doing Perfect Day. Remember Lou Reed's Perfect Day?
Yeah.
So lots of people, lots of very well-known people had like a line from the song, and I'm sure it was an aid of charity. I think it might have been like War Child or something like that. So I'm not dissing it for that reason or anything.
No.
Like that. The reason I really hate it is because, there's a couple of reasons. Is one, because like I can't listen to it without, like, I can't listen to the Lou Reed version without hearing like that version. And also there's some people in it that are very distinct. So you've got Heather Small from M People going, you're gonna reap just what you sow, yeah. And that really annoys me, because when I don't like her very much and I don't like her voice, but also when I'm watching Trainspotting, like, it's that beautiful moment in the film where he's taking an overdose and he's like sinking into the floor, and it's a really good scene. But in my head, I've got bloody Heather Small, like yelling it out. It's like, no, this is meant to be a somber moment.
I'm not a fan of her voice, to be honest. I find it very sort of, it's like in the back of her throat.
Yeah, it's very
let it out, but you can't.
It's like nasal, and it's like, oh no, I don't like it. And she's, you know, and Lou Reed is great, and the Lou Reed version, you know, it's superb, and in Trainspotting, it's, you know, and it ruins it, because that's all I can hear. Even in the Lou Reed version, that's all I can hear is bloody Heather Small doing that. Ugh. But yeah, so that's.
I know. Nick says, "What have you done today to make you feel proud?"
Oh, see, and then that's and stuff, and it's like, it was funny the first or second time, and then it goes on, and then so that's another thing to just throw in there with it. Why not just take? I think
it loses the emotion because it's being given to so many people. For me, do you know what I mean? It loses the emotion.
Yeah, exactly, and it doesn't have that. You know, it's a dark song, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got Heather Small making it sound like, and not just Heather Small. There's, you know, I mean, there's like Ronan Keating. The only one that I'm like, oh, actually, that's pretty cool, is they've got the lead singer of the Fun Loving Criminals, and he just goes, yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's
just have that bit, just have that bit on repeat.
Keep that bit, because he's like, yeah, as like, okay, he's hot. Huey Fontaine, like, that was him. But like the rest of no, I just don't like it. So yeah. Various artists for whatever charity doing Perfect Day is number one choice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your first choice, and your second?
Right. Second one is going to confuse people, because I'm going to say 9 Inch Nails, and I love 9 Inch Nails. Right, one of my all-time favorite bands. Okay, but it's a specific 9 Inch Nails moment, and that is Cardiff in 2004. I think it was 2014. I think it was May 23rd, something like that. 2014. It was the gig in Cardiff, and I had been waiting years to go and see 9 Inch Nails, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like immense. It's going to be like the sexiest gig ever. I'm just going to like flood my basement all over the place, right?
Yeah.
It came on, and they were brilliant. They were note for note perfect, right? Absolutely. Like, all the music they played, wonderful. Sound was great. You know, like the light show, absolutely superb and everything. But Trent Reznor, like the lead singer, did not say one word to the audience. Like, not even a hello Cardiff, or, you know, where the fuck are we? Where's Cardiff anyway? Like, nothing. Not even like, oh, and you quite like this tune. Nothing. Like, and like that's rude for one, but also just like, I've paid like 50-something quid to come and stand in hot, sweaty Focal Point Arena.
You couldn't even say thank you for coming, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And everything was just so like they might have just pressed play, and that was it. You know, like there was no personality in it. Like everything was spot on, perfect, wonderful. So there was no like no heart in it. You know. Yeah, no interaction with the crowd.
Saying that they had a similar experience with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Same, actually. I saw Chili Peppers in Hyde Park, and it pissed it down as well. And And I thought the Pixies were going to be the support act. That's why I went to see them. Didn't care less about seeing Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Pixies was the support act, but it wasn't. It was James Brown. And so, which was cool, because like, it's James Brown, but it took him like 20 minutes to get on stage, because his band just played for 20 minutes, just going, coming up soon, it's James Brown, it's James. It's like, okay, when is he actually going to get on stage and start singing? You know, like 20 minutes of that. And then James Brown, that's cool. And then I was like, right, the Pixies are going to be on next. And then Chili Peppers came on, and I was like, no, where's the Pixies? I want to see the Pixies. So I was kind of gutted. But, you know, I forgive them because they were okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I can't even say that I would know a Nine Inch Nails song, to be honest. I mean, I might do, but...
Am I allowed to swear on your...
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, their famous song is Closer, which goes, I want to fuck you like an animal. I want to feel you from the inside. No?
Not ringing the bell.
You like an animal. Bite the hand that fits. No, you're not. You're
no, I don't think I know anything by them. However, what I'm thinking is, if you banish them because he was rude, right, forever, then you won't get to listen to any, and you won't know any of their songs or anything. Have you actually thought that bit through, or is that literally how it goes with you? You're rude to me, and you're banished from my life now.
No, you know what? Pretty.
No chances.
No, genuinely, that is kind of true. It's like you cross me, that is it. You're dead to me. Yeah. Get out. Yeah. Like how Steve has gone live now, right? He's dead to me now. Like that's it.
It's terrible. We don't know him.
Yeah.
Okay. So your last one?
My last one is a band that most people love. And that's Oasis, and they can fuck right off. They really. I'm not on the rum. No, I haven't drunk anything since New Year's Eve. But no, Oasis. Oasis can just. No, I haven't. They can genuinely just do one, right? And when all of the categories came through, that was the first thing I wrote on there. That was like, oh, well, Oasis are going down there. That was the only one that I was 100% absolutely, yeah, they can fuck off. Like, for sure. And it's mainly because, right, obviously I was a teenager back in the 90s and stuff. And I remember wanting to go and see them when I was 14 years old. So this is December 1993. And they'd only come out with 3 tracks by then, I think.
Yeah.
And so no one I knew them, liked them, anything. So no one wanted to come to the gig with me. And I was 14. I didn't particularly want, like, I did go to gigs on my own, but not at that age. I only went like later on. So I couldn't go and see them. And then I remember when Live Forever came out, and we used to go to Puthcore Fair every Friday night, and one of our parents would drive us. And if it was my dad driving us, I would put a tune on in the car, and most of the time it was Live Forever, because I had the track on cassette, and you could turn it over and it played the same track again. So we'd play it twice on the way to Puthcore, and we'd be singing it in the car and stuff. And my dad was like, oh, what's this shite? You know, like, oh, it's crap, you know, all your kids stuff, right? And then was it like a year or so later, then bloody, you know, Wonderwall and Look Back in Anger and all those Pinky Plonky ones came out. And then my dad started liking them, and it's like, no, you can't have part of my
you can't like something I can like. That's
and also actually it's like, no, you can't have them, but also actually right now they do sound like dad rock, so yeah, you can bloody have them, because they've just gotten so boring and wank, you know. And I'm sorry, but Wonderwall was an awful tune. I do like, don't get me wrong, I love Definitely Maybe, their first album. Their B-sides are absolutely great. I've seen Oasis like a couple of times. Like,
Stop Crying Your Heart Out is probably my favourite.
Well, my favourite is probably, I don't know, I think Live Forever is probably still my favourite.
Yeah, it's good.
And the one, oh, what's the one that Half the World Away? The one that's on Royal Family.
Oh, I can't think.
It's sung by Noel Gallagher. So it's the I Would Like to Leave the City.
Yeah.
Now don't smell too pretty, and I can see the warning signs.
Is that a sing song?
So like there are a few versions, like there are a few songs of theirs that I do like, and I think when you know, at the Manchester bombings, and then people were singing like "Don't Look Back in Anger," it's like, oh, actually that's heartfelt and stuff. But I just think they turned into dad rock and mediocre, middle of the road, boring, you know, and just sod everything after Definitely Maybe, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I do like them. Like, I'm not a massive fan. Don't get us wrong. Like, you know, I'm not a massive fan, but I do like a lot of their songs. I do like a lot of them separately as well.
Wait. Have you seen the film? Is it Yesterday? The one where everyone forgets the Beatles exist.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
My favorite bit in that film is when he looks up Oasis as well, and Oasis also don't exist. And I'm
and you're like, yes, this is my future. Oh God. See, I don't know Nine Inch Nails to see if them. So you know, and I mean, if they're being rude to you, then fuck them. You know what I mean? So, I agree with you on Perfect Day. It was the ruined song because of what they did. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put them two in and save Oasis just because I do like some of their songs, and I'm like I said, I'm not a massive fan. Sometimes I find some of the things they say funny. However, I wouldn't want to sort of live next door to them. Do you know what I mean? They do me head in or whatever. But
oh God, yeah, they're pricks.
Yeah, exactly. They are pricks. I totally agree. But like I still like some of their songs, and I do like actually some of their stuff separate. You know what I mean? So, so people of the chat, you can either save, well, you can either banish. We'll put it that way. You can banish Perfect Day, or you can banish 9 Inch Nails. So if you want to banish just that version of Perfect Day,
yeah, not the
original, just that one, just the various hits version of it, then type Perfect in the chat. And if you want to banish 9 Inch Nails, type Nails, and then we'll see. And no cheating by putting them lots of times like some of these do. I'm good. I can check.
I'm very disappointed that you saved Oasis. That was my 100% thing. Just go.
Yeah, you'd have had to come up with something that I really hated, I think. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Sorry, something that I really liked. I mean, yeah, that works better. All right, so you just got flashing lights behind you there.
Yeah, it's all the time. We got a police.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's Perfect Day.
Fair enough.
That's gone. Banish it. Banish it.
You can see my mum in the reflection. She's.
Oh yeah.
There's mummy making tea.
Hi, Mummy Sue.
Tea.
Okay. So the next one is drinks.
Okay. This one is one that my mum used to drink. Not so much anymore, thankfully. Pernod.
Oh yeah, I used to like that.
My sister liked that. Pernod and black.
No, Pernod and lemonade, wasn't it? And it would go like this weird green color and fucking vile. Like, I'm all up for retro 70s kind of drinks on the cocktail cabinet and things like that.
Drinking aniseed bowls.
Vile stuff. absolutely vile. And even to the point where, like, you know, as a teenager, you'd be like, oh, I'll sneak a little something, you know, to take to a mate's party and stuff. So, you know, and, you know, you take a bit out and level it up with water or whatever. Still would never touch the Pernod. The Pernod could be there for years. It could be the last thing. Still never touch it. Like, not a chance. I can't. It's just gross. Absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why anyone would drink it. It's vile stuff. Even if, like, I was having surgery on a desert island for some reason and I had to have my leg cut off, and, you know, and that was the only thing that was going to numb the pain, I'd still be like, give me the pain.
It's I remember my sister drinking it as Pernod and Black, and I also remember her buying aniseed balls, the sweets.
Yeah, disgusting.
Can't say I'm a fan, like, to be honest.
Oh, it's horrible.
But, yeah, it's an unusual one.
Have you had Bertie Bott's every flavour beans?
No.
Like the Harry Potter jelly beans.
I haven't had none, but yeah.
Some of them are like this earthworm flavour, and it's like, oh, that's pretty gross. And there's like grass, like, oh yeah, that's pretty gross. And vomit, obviously, that's pretty gross. But they've got aniseed in there as like, that's meant to be one of the nice ones. And I'm like,
we see I'm like that with coffee sweets, you know, if like you get sweets in the coffee ones, and if you bite into it, you know, and you used to like not know what you were getting in a bag of Revels. And you were kind of hoping it was like.
I'm right with every single Revel.
No, then the coffee one, and you'd be like, it's a coffee one.
I'm all right with them. That's
yeah. A lot of people like them, but yeah. All right. What about your second?
So speaking of coffee, my second one is value coffee. So, you know, the like 80 pence jar of brown powder.
It just looked like gravy.
Yeah.
Powder, doesn't it? Like cheap coffee.
It's yeah. So cheap coffee, cheap because, right, we have very few pleasures in life.
Sorry, Stephen's got aniseed as my drag name.
Mine is Professor Lexx Fantastic. That's my everything name.
Yeah.
My drag name, my superhero name, everything. Yeah.
Works for everything, doesn't it?
That's genius.
What?
His other name. I love that. Amazing. Perfect. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not a coffee snob in the way that like that Z is. Z is like, oh, what kind of beans is it? And it's got to be fresh. I'm not that kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But seriously, just have a decent.
But like smart price.
Yeah, not the brown powder that might as well be mud. Yeah, mud water. Yeah. Like, no, just don't, because like literally for £1 more, you can have something half decent. Don't punish yourself. Like, that's torture. You know. That's utility coffee. That's like, you might as well live in communist Russia, you know, in like the 50s during the Cold War kind of, you know, this is like, oh, this is our ration of coffee and we've got to make it last weeks and stuff. Like, no, this isn't communist Russia. You can have decent coffee at an okay price. So please do it.
I hate all things coffee, so I've got nothing to add to that.
You can appreciate that you can have, you know, like
yeah, I understand that you can get, you know, it's like I buy Yorkshire tea, but you can get like obviously value tea, and it's like it's not even cat's piss water. It's like, you know what I mean. You might as well not even bother.
Yeah,
for the difference it makes. So I totally understand that side of it. I get that. Okay, so your last one
is Ponzi artisan soft drinks. So, for example, at the Museum of Wales, the National Museum of Wales, in the cafe there, which is already overpriced anyway, but they do this little range of things in, you know, like the fancy bottles where you have to like lift off the thing and it you know. Thing and it pops and like, oh, you know, and they do, you know, like sarsaparilla and root beer and, you know, cloudy lemonade and, you know, dandelion and burdock and stuff like that. But they're always like really sugary, overpriced, and a bit flat. And they just, and I was like, I'm paying like £4 for basically a fancy bottle with some sweet shit in it. And I'm really thirsty. It's Bank Holiday Monday in August, and I've been traipsing around this museum all day. This actually happened, by the way.
Yeah.
Everywhere is sold out of stuff, so I've got to buy. Like, there's no vending machine with a can of Sprite in it for like 50p. No, I've got to spend like £4 on this poncy ass like you know, pop.
And it's always like it's like Dr. someone and like
Dr. Right, you know, like thick, you know, dandelion. Like, I like dandelion and burdock, but I want it to be fizzy.
Yeah.
I want it to be 70 pence max. You know, I don't want to. And also, those bottles, like, it's about 250 mils. So it's not like you're getting a proper good glug of it.
No,
you know?
you're just getting a little.
That's like that much. You know, like, oh, that's rubbish. You know?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, they are rubbish.
And Fentimans, yeah, that's another one. And there used to be this place in Cardiff. It's like really nice vegan cafe and stuff, and they grew their own things, like lovely. And it's a little bit of a bar. It's like, oh, I'll have vodka and Coke, please. Oh, we don't serve Coke. We only serve, you know, so none of that off the tap stuff.
Yeah.
We serve this locally brewed Coca-Cola, whatever stuff. Like, oh, okay, suppose I better have that then. So like a vodka and Coke is £7, and like most of that is the fucking Ponzi Cola. It's like, I don't want Ponzi Cola. I'm all right with
Yes.
It's the vodka I want.
The thing is, though, you used to be able to get like sort of cloudy lemonade, root beer, dandelion and burdock, sarsaparilla, all pretty simply, like on the shelf. You know what I mean? And now you don't get them. You know what I mean? They're not really well, like in a supermarket, they're not very popular anymore. So you don't see them like you used to.
I do like dandelion and burdock. But again, it's got to be fizzy and it's got to be cold and stuff, and not in one of them silly bottles for £4. It's just ridiculous. And sarsaparilla is just disgusting.
No, I like sarsaparilla, but only because we used to get sarsaparilla floats as a kid. You know, when they put ice cream in.
Yeah.
And like my mum and dad used to do that when we were kids.
Do cream soda ones. I love cream soda. And I you know, cloudy lemonade and pink lemonade and raspberry lemonade and stuff like that. So I do
get all sorts of the Villa van. The Villa van.
Oh, the Corona. Corona van come round, you know, swap your bottles.
Yeah, because you used to get strawberry cream soda and cream soda, and there was like loads of different ones, wasn't there?
Strawberry cream soda.
Yeah, strawberry cream soda. It's really nice. Yes, very nice. But then see, I like the flavors of them, but I totally agree on the side of like the fact they do something to them in them places. They're like, they don't taste right for one. Like, they lose their fizz, as you say, so that doesn't taste right. And then they charge you a ridiculous amount, which is just wrong in itself.
And then you've got a glass bottle, which fair enough is recyclable and stuff, but they're freaking awkward, really, aren't they? You know?
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save Pernod. I know, right? But one, because like your mum likes it, so you know, do her a favour, and my sister does, so it's something I can buy her for Christmas and stuff. You know, when you like stuff for a present, I can give a bottle of that. But yeah, so I'm going to save Pernod. So members of the chat, you can either send cheap coffee to the Banish bin or the overpriced fancy soft drinks in museums to the Banish bin. Not necessarily museums, or any other place that sells them as well.
That's £4 for a bottle of pop.
Yeah. So if you want to send cheap coffee, just put cheap. If you want to send the pop in, the pop, just put pop. It's easier, right? Isn't it? It's easy to write than seeing the whole thing in it. That's why I think. There's loads of people come in, but like just to say hello to everybody because I haven't been able to keep up. Apparently this is a hard one. Overpriced pop.
Even like for me, I genuinely am tied between all three of them. I think all three of them are gross.
Yeah.
I would choose, if I had to choose just one, I would choose value coffee because I just don't see the point of it.
I think a lot of people have put the coffee one. I think the coffee's going to win this. Just looking down. Yeah. Coffee wins. Well,
Yay.
it doesn't win because it's gone forever. No one can now buy it.
Good. Take that Tesco and Asda smart value price.
Yeah, they've just totally disappeared from their shelves.
Good.
They'll have space to set tomorrow. Okay, so the next one is films.
Films. Which we got the first time, and then I was like, oh yeah, shit, there was films as well. Okay, first one is a Disney film, just the one Disney film.
Not like Susan who goes for the whole lot.
Hi Tasty. I mean, like I would have gone for the whole of Disney if someone had gone there first.
And then I didn't save them. Yeah.
So I'm just going to pick just the one film in particular, which kind of encapsulates my whole hatred of the Disney, and that's Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
And it's because, one, she's a freaking princess, isn't she? Two, she sleeps throughout the film. And three, she has to get rescued, like, by the handsome prince. Yeah, whatever. And then he basically, he violates her. And that's the film. Like, what is this teaching kids?
It's like, just wake yourself up, man. You're not going alarm.
Get up, bitch. Like, come on, pull yourself together. You don't need no man. And then, little bit rapey. And then, oh, you're my handsome prince. I love you. Let's go and skip off into. No.
Mm.
For one, I'd be like, douche, what the hell do you think you're doing? And I can set my own alarm clock. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's horrible.
I do like Disney, right? But it is terrible, like in that therefore, like, I mean, I don't know when this was made. It's got to be, what?
One of the first ones, I think. I think it must have been the 30s.
50s?
Is it?
Maybe?
Should we IMDb it?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay.
40s, 50s, maybe.
Sleeping Beauty. Oh God, 1959 apparently. I would have thought earlier than that.
And like, it was a different era, I suppose, in that time.
Even then, 50s going into the 60s, I would have still thought it might be.
We were just coming into the like sort of free love, blah blah, you know what I mean? But even still, there was still a lot of like, what is it called? Like sort of
the misogyny of it.
Yeah, the old sort of the woman was the housewife. And the men looked after you and all of that crap.
Yeah. And she's asleep for most of it. She has the title role and she's asleep for it.
Yeah.
Fish. And I think I watched it when I don't know, maybe I didn't watch it when I was a kid. I must have watched it when I was a kid and just watching it going like, well, this is really dull for a start. Like, there's nothing happening, And it's really short, and the ending is literally like she wakes up. Oh, you're my prince. We'll be married in the morning. Da, 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 da. That's it.
Mm.
Like, well, seriously, that's it. That's the high point of the film. Like, wow, it's great.
Yeah.
So no, don't like Sleeping.
Okay. So next one.
Okay. Again, it's a moment in a film. So I don't want to get rid of the whole film because it's one of my favorite films. But it is a moment in a film that ruins it. All right?
Right.
So it's the last 5 seconds of It's a Wonderful Life.
I love It's a Wonderful Life.
It's the best Christmas film. It is wonderful. However,
the little kid.
The little kid. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Yes, we know that the bell has rung on the tree, and we know that Clarence has now gotten his wings, and he's a fully fledged class 2 angel or whatever it is. And it's like, yeah, you don't need the exposition.
You don't need to be told.
Like, we know this. That's a subtle moment, and then she goes and does it in that weird voice.
Would that be a child's voice?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Just that annoying child's voice.
That
That she was born with.
irritating.
Yeah, I absolutely love that film, but I kind of no, I do agree with you. Not that I kind of, it's not necessary. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily needed at all. So
no, absolutely horrible. Just it's like I'm there with the remote control, ready to stop it before she says it. You know, it's like I just don't want to hear it.
yeah,
that bit can go. Sorry for the spoilers, but it's not really a spoiler because there's a hell of a lot.
It doesn't spoil the film.
It's
So-
it doesn't spoil the film at all. I mean, there's
And if you haven't seen it, then it's your own fault.
yeah,
But yeah, sure.
best Christmas film. Fact.
Then again, Neil's never seen half of the films that he should have, which is
Wow. That's a shame, isn't it?
Okay, and your last one?
Star Wars.
Yes, it's Star Wars.
There we go. In that case, I don't even need to explain.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
hate
there we
Star
go.
Wars.
Yeah.
It's just Harry Muffy is someone with like heavy breathing, and it's just so bad.
To be honest, I've only seen half of one film, and I was so freaking bored. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of sci-fi and fantasy films and stuff. I like sci-fi as a genre, but I think with Star Wars, especially with the films, it's something that you watched when you were a kid, and then you still appreciate it when you're older. You remember the nostalgia and stuff, and so that goes with you. I watched it as an adult and went, this is wank. Like, some guys go on a walk. That's it. You know, and whatever. And I just think it's horrendously dull. And yeah. And I don't like that it's so big. I don't like that there's so many franchises and offshoots and merchandise and freaking channels and owned by Disney and just everything. And I don't like people that like Star Wars either, and everything to do with it. It can all go. I don't.
It was just, I don't know. I don't know if it was just the as you said, young people when they were young. That makes sense, Lenny. Anyway, they have like the whole sort of lightsaber thing, and I think that's basically what it is. It's like it's just and I don't get it. I totally understand.
And it's just toys. There's toys like you're on about like lightsabers and stuff like that. It's so that grown men can collect toys. Okay?
Yes.
And have some kind of strangely valid reason for doing it. Like, just say that you like playing with dolls, if that's the case. Don't call them action figures. Call them, I like playing with my little plastic boy toys, okay? With my little toys. Like, but you can pose this one and you can, I don't care. It's basically a dolly, okay? No, shite. And, okay, I'm a film student, right? And I studied many genres, many films. At not one point was Star Wars ever mentioned as this is a good example of this genre, or this is a good example of filmmaking, or this is a good example of like script writing. No, not ever mentioned once in 5 years. Okay.
I think Baby Yoda looks cute, but other than that,
okay, all right, that's the only thing. That's the only
like a cute Baby Yoda, but but it's not worth saving for Baby Yoda. Sorry.
No.
You know what I mean? I think he's cute, but no.
He's cute, but I would still look him in the eye and wave goodbye on his way down to hell with the rest of it. Okay.
Okay. Right, Star Wars is definitely going. Yeah, there's no saving that. The only thing is I can't decide between these. I do like Disney, but I do understand about the concept. But then I'm kind of like, it was the time, things were different then. I mean, I know, like, obviously, it's not right, and it teaches children wrong ideas. Really, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've watched Disney, but I never grew up to think like that. Even though it's a bit of a, like, you know, life's a fairy tale.
I was never a princess girl. I never had, like, oh, I want to dress as a princess.
I was proper girly, like, as a kid. If I had a skirt that I loved, just because when I spin round, it spinned up like proper. You know what I mean? It's sad that I am. But I totally agree with you. Like, that bit on the end of It's a Wonderful Life, it's just not necessary. It's just really not necessary. So what do I save? I think I'll save the last bit of The Wonderful Life, but only because we could delete it out ourselves.
Yeah, because you can just stop. Okay, it's okay. It never happened.
No, didn't watch it. Don't know what you're on about. There you go. Cool. So, people of the chat, if you want to banish Star Wars, write Star. And if you want to banish Sleeping Beauty, write Sleeping. It's just
either way, a bit of Disney gets it for the
yeah. Well, the Star Wars Disney can always have it. It's like, yeah.
Oh man, it's going to be close, I think. Oh, Mike Lando was going like, please say Star Wars. It doesn't happen. If I mean, Lainey is Prime Minister and everything, but if she says like, right, Star Wars,
it just both can go in if I want.
Yeah, but it's all right.
It's my rules, isn't it?
I still have it.
So we've got 1 star, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we've got 14 for that. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Star Wars is gone.
Yes.
Which lightsaber did it away. Lightsaber did. I can't even think. Star was abstaining from that one.
Oh, and Vader's his dad. He cuts off his hand. There you go. He snogs his sister. Apparently, whatever. R2-D2 had the plans all along. If only they'd have just gotten that on that thing, whatever. If Stormtrooper number 2 had only shot that guy down, then it would all, yeah, whatever.
Yes, Cassie, Yoda's died.
Yeah, sorry. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay. Right. Next thing is things people do.
Kind of links on from Star Wars, because this is one that I sort of, yeah. Theme weddings.
Right. Theme weddings.
Yeah, so when people like, I don't mind if people want to get married. That's their own fault, really.
That's their own fault.
I don't really get it unless it's Vegas, which is cool. That's the only kind of themed wedding that I think is acceptable, and even then, that's just like Elvis, Whitechapel, burgers afterwards. That's fun. But yeah, any kind of other themed wedding, exactly like a Disney wedding.
That's what Cassie's just said. What about a Disney wedding?
Yeah, no, that was in just absolute no. I don't even care if it was like my best friend, my mum, my cat, whatever that was getting married. If they wanted a Disney wedding, I'd be like, I'm not going. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I love you, but not that much.
People are saying Carby, Chris and Belle had a Walking Dead themed wedding. But it's each to their own, isn't it? If you don't like it, you don't like it.
No, it's not each to their own, because other people have to turn up.
Yeah, but as long as if they have to meet, if they were having a Disney wedding and you had to go as a Disney character, can you imagine that?
Oh.
That would be just like a nightmare for you.
And then like, if they were playing like, and their first song was to, some wanky Disney tune, like, and the DJ only played Disney tunes, well, I'd rather shoot myself. Like, this is just awful,
Yeah.
And it's also kind of assuming, like, no offense, everyone, but a lot of offense. And yes, my dark side is going to come out a little bit. Oh, dark side. I like your little in joke there as well. But other people aren't into your wedding as much as you are, right? You guys, you two that are getting married, you're the only ones. And fair enough, it is your day. So, okay, I get
do what they want, I suppose, yeah.
Do not expect people at your wedding to be as into the idea as you are and to have a great, time and stuff. There's going to be miserable people at your wedding if you're like, oh, you have to dress up all medieval. Like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, we're having a Game of Thrones. I've never seen Game of Thrones. Like, what am I meant to dress as? Am I meant to walk naked through the streets? Well,
just as a wench, that works for them.
Like, Christ. And in fact, like, yeah, like Stephen says, I don't care what napkins you have and stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to see my best mates get married and stuff. And I want you to, wear the dress and have the party and eat the cake and go. That's fantastic. But if you're expecting all of your party guests to come dressed as, their favorite, like, whatever Game of Thrones character, like, oh no, weddings are awkward enough as they are. Like, don't put a theme in there as well that we've now all got to play.
So what about, like, for birthdays and things like that? Is that okay? So if it's a fancy dress party for a birthday and say the theme's the 80s or the theme,
like, just like anything where you're that's kind of important. You have to dress up. You have to do this. It's like, but can I not just dress as like? So, for example, a few years ago, we had a David Bowie party. So we had a David Bowie, the best David Bowie tribute act, like, in this party, and it was for raising money for sepsis and stuff. And it was really good. It was like $6,000 and stuff like that. And everyone dressed up like as something like, glam rock, so like Mark Bolan or, whatever bands and stuff. And I just dressed up like 70s glam rock. So I had like a gold and black chevron glittery dress, and then I did like a big black line. So rather than doing a flower flash, I did a black zigzag across my face
to make it different.
So it was just inspired by, rather than like a dress costume, because it just makes me a bit ill, like fancy dress and enforced fun in that way. And you must have fun. You must conform to theme.
Well, my daughter did it, Beetlejuice inspired for Halloween, and then she went out and some girl went, "Oh, are you a mermaid?" And she was like,
"That's weird."
Yeah, exactly.
I think Halloween is the exception because that is a holiday. It's an American thing, really, is Halloween that is based around, ghosts and ghoulies and dressing up and stuff like that. So, I think Halloween is okay, but everything else just sucks.
Yeah. Themed weddings are not my cup of tea. I am kind of like, each their own if that's what they want to do. But I get what you're saying in terms of like other people having to do it. I suppose if I cared about them enough, then I would be okay with that probably because I cared about them enough. But yeah, not something I would want to do. Okay, so what's your second thing that people do?
Okay, I think Tasty's still in. Mixing two different kinds of sauces.
Mixing their sauces.
It makes me feel really sick. So if I have two different kinds of sauces on my plate, one goes one side and one goes the other, they do not go together, they do not touch, and they certainly do not get mixed into one weird amalgamation of sauce. It's sick and wrong. Okay? Like, a popular dish in Wales, for some reason, is having cheesy chips with gravy on top. Now, like melted cheese.
That's up here as well.
No, it's sick.
Garlic. Cheesy chips with garlic on top. Not gravy as well. I've had them with garlic. It's quite nice.
But like you're having cauliflower cheese, and then people put gravy on top. Like, no, you're mixing sauces. And then it makes a mushy mess that looks like baby vomit, and it's just horrible. So, no, disgusting stuff. I just don't like things mixing together. I don't like when people mix their curry into their rice. Evil. Ugh.
I don't mind like the sort of mix. But what about like if you don't mix sauces, how do you come up with some sauces? Because obviously there's different things, and like you put soy in, and you put like
no, that's ingredients. That's ingredients. That's okay.
Oh, so you mean like just say like tomato sauce and brown sauce or whatever? Like
no, just don't.
Or mayonnaise or salad cream and. No, I agree with that. Like, that's a bit weird.
It's disgusting. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's weird. It makes it look horrible, and it makes it sick. Don't like it. I'm a bit funny when it comes to food and stuff like that, and certain things cannot touch. And I can't put a spoon in a tin of cold beans. Oh, that makes me feel ill. Just no. There's certain things I just can't handle. On a lasagna, oh my god, you monster!
Okay, so what about your third one?
This kind of I think Susan said something similar to this. It's the fake apologies. So it's when people do the "I'm sorry that you felt like that." It's like that's not an apology.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I did this and it hurt you, but just I'm sorry that you walked in front of my car and sustained some injuries. That's not apologizing.
Yeah. That's kind of like, but it was your fault.
Exactly. It's
potentially
like that. That's not taking on any responsibility of blame. That is such like a princess thing. That is it can't possibly be my fault. It must be your fault. So, but I've been told that I should apologize for things, by my therapist.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. If someone sort of apologizes because someone said that they should, or like, no, then you're not really sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's like, no, you're not. You're not. It's like, I'm sorry that you are hurt by something that I have done. That is an apology. Not, I'm sorry that mixing my sauces to my taste offended you. Like, you're not, though. You're not sorry. So just don't even bother saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's just, I think it was Nick actually made a point of saying, what about hot dogs and mustard and so like
okay, that is a slight exception.
You can't have slight exceptions to the rule.
It does still make me, I'm not a big ketchup fan anyway, so I personally would only have the mustard, like bother with the ketchup. But I understand in that sense why people do. But everything is just gross. Because
on a lot in a lot of places where you get the burgers, you do get like mayonnaise, and in the chat I've seen that people saying like you tend to get mayonnaise and tomato sauce or like a different type of sauce in the same burger.
No. Okay, and that's no exception because I don't have two sauces on my hot dog, so your two sauces on your hot dogs, they can fuck off to hell as well. You guys.
No, I don't think you had a wave. I don't think she was wavering, Nick, and you definitely were on the ropes.
I'm not wavering. They can all go. Ketchup by itself can go. Screw it. I don't particularly like ketchup. That can F off. That's all back, doesn't it, Nicholas? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I hear fake apologies. It's just ridiculous. And I totally understand in parts with the mixed sauces, because they do make us feel a bit and having a themed wedding wouldn't be my choice. And I understand that, like, I think if someone has a themed wedding, then it would be nice if they sort of said, you know, we're having this themed wedding, you know, we'd like it if you dressed up, but if you didn't want to come like that, we'd understand. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be okay for me. It doesn't, like, but like you said, it's like forcing people to do it. You're only coming if you dress like this.
And all of our wedding photos are going to be taken on the Game of Thrones chair. Right.
Yeah.
You all have to carry swords. Like, okay, yeah, have a lovely day. You know.
Okay, so how can I save one of these?
They're all
I know it's hard to pick. I definitely can't save fake apologies. That's definitely gone. I think I'm gonna save themed weddings. Just because I'm like, well, it's your day, it's your big day, whatever. You do what you do, you, as Carla says. And
expect me to join in.
Yes. If I come dressed as something else, it's your fault.
I might misread the theme and come dressed as like Star Trek instead of Star Wars.
Okay, so you can either save mixing sauces or sorry, I'll do it the other way. You can banish mixing sauces together, or you can banish fake apologies. So if you want to banish fake apologies, type fake, and if you want to banish mixing sauces, type sauce.
I don't mind either of them can go in. I mean, I've heard themed weddings, but I'm happy with either of those going.
Well, obviously, any seeing as you hate them all, you want one of them, don't you?
Yeah.
I think fake apologies is going to win this by a big.
It is
margin, to be honest. It's horrible. Like, yeah, I don't even think I can see one sauce one. Oh, there I do.
Fake sauces.
Fake sauces. Fake sauces. All right, then. So that's on. Fake apologies. No one can now fake an apology to you.
Good. They all have to. Absolutely. Yay. Good.
Okay, so next category is food.
Okay. My first one is Chinese takeaways.
What? I love Chinese takeaways.
Well, that's me screwed then, isn't it?
Well, it depends what your other things are, I suppose. But like, I absolutely love it.
Every single sauce tastes the same. You have things in batter, which is just like stodge. So like 3-week-old, you know, some kind of meat.
Yeah.
What? Because it just says meat in batter with an orange sauce on it. That is not Chinese food. My mate Koi ran like him and his family ran the Chinese round the corner, and we were like, "So do you eat the stuff that you cook in your kitchen?" He's like, "Hell no, don't touch that crap." Like it's sugary sauces, and they're all horrible.
Mm-hmm. See, now I'm not a massive Indian food fan. Like I know you love it, but it's not. I'm not. I like some things, but I don't do much spice, as you might have known with me. But I do love Chinese food. The rice, I love all of it. Like prawn crackers, I love like
carbs and sugar.
I love carbs. Actually, quite often buy a chicken and mushroom omelette from them because I really like their omelette. Which especially when I'm like trying to lose weight. If I was like trying to be good, I'd go for something like that rather than like the chow meins and egg fried rice and special egg fried rices and all that stuff. But yeah, love a Chinese.
No.
Anyway, next one.
No, I know no one is agreeing with me on that one. Fine, screw you. The next one is proper gravy. Because I again, this comes from the mixing sauces stuff. When people make proper gravy and they're like, oh yeah, you pour the meat juices into this thing with all the fat.
Not proper gravy. What are you doing?
And then you stir in like an OXO cube and some like things, and it makes lumps and a skin on the top.
Corn flour in gravy salts.
Oh, vile! It's you just fat and flour and.
Because like my mum used to, so she would cook the meat and then she would leave the tray, and then she'd take the fat off it when it like sort of cooled down and everything. And then she'd put it back on the heat, and then she'd add in like gravy salts and OXO and salt and pepper and corn flour to thicken it up and everything. It was lush. It was like the best gravy ever.
No,
like
it's vile stuff. Again, it's a weird food thing, and I know that people won't get it, and I know that all of you are just like
everyone's saying you've lost the crowd. You've lost the crowd, Lex. You've lost the crowd.
I cannot cope with that mixing of substances, and it just makes me feel ill. I think if I hadn't seen it being made, I might be okay with it. But knowing how it's like KFC gravy is just disgusting. I know how it's made, and it makes
no, I think that's disgusting, to be honest, and I don't know why people like it. I'm not a fan. It's not proper gravy to me.
And yeah, floaty. See, Susan loves it. Floaty bits in it. Oh no, grim. Hate it. I can't cope with it. Can't cope. Yeah. To me, gravy is granules. To me, that's gravy. So I can cope with that.
Proper gravy.
There's no lumps. It's not got a horrible layer of fat on the top. Like I can't cope. Can't cope.
And what's your last thing? I mean, I'm dreading this. I'm thinking, oh my god, it's going to be all things I like.
The last one, everyone is going to agree with me on this one. So this one is definitely going to go in. It's fruit salad, because one, it's not a salad, and two, why is it on the menu? No one is ever going to pick that as their dessert when you've got
what are them green round looking things?
Oh, I don't know. They put like kiwi fruit and mandarins and not even like the fruit that
it's always warm and
you got like a little bit of like tip top cream on the top of it.
Yeah.
Like it's rubbish as a dessert. That is not a satisfying dessert.
Yeah.
And it's not. So you go, oh, it's a healthier option though. Well, just don't bother. Just don't bother having.
I don't mind fruit salad if you make it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like if you
it's not your choice of dessert though, is it?
No, it wouldn't be like my first choice. I wouldn't go for that. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be like. I would eat it and I would like it, but then I wouldn't. If I'd cut up the fruit myself, I wouldn't stick it all in a bowl like that with some juice. I'd probably just cut it up onto a plate and then eat it off the plate. Like
yeah, I wouldn't call it a fruit salad. I'd be like, I'm having a bowl of fruit.
Stacks of fruit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having a bowl of fruit. It's not fruit salad. And then the fruit salad that you get in tins, like, isn't that all like in syrup and stuff anyway? So it's not like you can even pretend that that's in any way healthy for you because it's just full of sugar anyway. So
I think fruit salad was kind of like back in the day, like with prawn cocktail. You know, you got half a lettuce and like a scoop of 3 prawns in seafood sauce, which just
it's very true, kind of sweet, isn't it? And it's just no. Everyone really hates me now, don't they?
Yeah. See, I kind of understand in one sense with that, because I think fruit salad is like like the old type fruit salad, what you're talking about, like, and especially that tin stuff, which is just
horrible.
like that is minging. But like if someone and if someone came with a like loads of fruit on a plate or whatever, I would just say I was having like fruit snacks rather than like a fruit salad.
Having some fruit.
So I just remember the little chew sweets, you know what I mean? Like the used to get fruit salad sweets.
Yeah.
And the blackjacks and that you used to get. Right. This is going to be hard choice between.
Oh, no. And I'm going to carry on losing them as well. I can feel it.
So,
worse.
Out of the three, fruit salad has to go in because, like I said, if I was having fruit and I'd just have it on a platter and wouldn't call it that anyway. So that's definitely going in. Absolutely love Chinese and I love proper gravy, but I haven't really had proper gravy since my mum made it, you know what I mean? Back in the day kind of thing. And I can have like OXO granules. And if I was having a roast dinner, it wouldn't be completely spoiled if I didn't have proper gravy. Do you know what I mean? Would be if I didn't have Yorkshire pudding. So
I mean, you can still have Bisto gravy.
Yeah, and Bisto and stuff. It is really nice, but then Chinese, isn't it? I have to save Chinese. I think I have to save the Chinese, and I think the chat will send the salad in, so it'll be fine.
Thank
so,
you.
people of the chat, if you want a Banish fruit salad type salad or fruit or whatever, I don't care. And if you want a Banish gravy type proper gravy.
Proper gravy.
Proper gravy.
Yeah, that I go in the Banish bin.
Yeah, I think everyone's done what I thought in that Banish the salad. Banish the fruit salad. Just that version of it though, because I think if someone comes to you, if it's on a plate and not in a bowl, it's fine.
And if it hasn't got some of that horrible tip-top stuff.
Cream, yeah. Or carnation milk. The carnation milk, carnation cream, innit? Yeah, I actually quite like that, but that was what they used to do on it.
Gravy mixed with fruit salad. Dear God.
Yeah.
My foot. Yes, my foot juice.
Okay, so that's definitely salad's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Next one is celebrities.
Oh, you're all going to carry on hating me now, but I'll win it back. Don't worry, I'll win it back, but only for a second, and then I'll lose it again. My first celebrity is Michael McIntyre, who is not funny, is extremely irritating. He looks sweaty, and he seems like a bit of a dick. And I bet in real life, like this persona, this onstage persona, does not go away. I bet he's equally as annoying and bit of a dick in real life as well. Can you imagine having to be married to him? He would probably have a themed wedding, and he would just be the most irritating person to live with. And I can't stand him. And he is not funny.
He's very sort of, I don't know, he's jumping in like.
Oh, did you see that thing? You just said a thing that happened. That's not funny. You just saying something.
No, not my cup of tea either, to be fair.
Like, isn't it funny when someone falls over on the street? I don't know, mate. Shut up. What's the point? You know, he's not funny. He's not funny. He's
reminds us of Noel Fielding. I watched this the other day again, actually, and he was talking about this old lady fell over, or this lady fell over, and none of them helped. These chavs never helped her, so he was kind of like he helped her up, and he said after he'd helped her up, he was like, why didn't you help her? And he's like, you should have helped her. That could have been your mum and all this. And he said he got the best comeback ever when one of them turned around. He went, well, my mum don't fall over, like, you know what I mean? It's just laughing me head off. But I don't find Michael McIntyre funny, to be honest.
No, I think it's comedy is barely comedy. It's inane. It's Saturday evening stuff. And I mean, I was very close to putting Saturday evening television like in there, because it's lowest common denominator television. It's like turn your brain off and dribble for a bit, and that's what I feel like you can own is your only reaction to watching Michael McIntyre. It's brainless. It's not funny, and he is irritating as shit. Like him.
Okay, so next one.
Next one. I think everyone should agree with me on as a moral thing. Let's take it down to a bit of morality, and that is John Wayne Bobbitt. You know, the guy that had his penis cut.
Oh yeah, and then he made loads of money because of it.
Yeah, so he was a vile man, is a vile man, who abused, sorry to get all seriousness now, but like he abused his wife, and as revenge one night she couldn't take it anymore and she cut his penis off.
Yeah.
And then, okay, it's a horrible thing to happen to a person. I'm not saying that he deserved that. He certainly deserves some kind of punishment, criminal.
Yeah.
So maybe not that, but
But then it's what he got. Is what he get from it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he has not learned his lesson from that. He then became a porn star. He got like paid to go on lots of chat shows and stuff. Paid to have penis extensions and things like that. And you know, like the whole reason he became a porn star is because to prove his masculinity again. You know. Yeah. I had my penis cut off, but I still need to prove I'm a man. So I'm going to go and show my penis off to everyone and show that it still works. And, you know, because I'm a real man and this is what real men do. And it's like, no, like you're a vile human being. And like, I just think he's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Totally agree with you on that one. Yeah. And I don't think anyone could say different. So and if they do, they want putting in the Banish bin anyway.
Yeah. Pick him. He's vile.
Okay, so then you've got one left.
My last one is a completely irrational one, and that is Nicole Scherzinger, you know, from the Pussycat Dolls. And it's a very, very silly reason. I once had a dream where, this is many years ago now, before I was an eBay reseller.
Yeah.
I had a dream that Nicole Scherzinger left me negative feedback on eBay for a completely silly reason, and I woke up and I was like, I really hate that woman. And then whenever I saw her, I was like, that's just left me negative feedback. And now she just seems like the kind of person that would leave negative feedback for no reason. She seems like a Karen, I'll talk to the manager kind of person in my head.
Yeah.
Completely irrational. She might be lovely, but in my head, I can't stand her because of that. I love what Cassie's just said.
So we have to write pussy or knob. Nicole Scherzinger, as he calls her.
You piss me off, you're dead to me. So Nicole pissed me off in a dream.
Yeah.
In a dream, you better wake up and apologize. Like seriously, even in a dream, if you piss me off, you are dead to me.
See, she doesn't bother me, right? Obviously, Bobbitt's going in there.
Good.
But now, who do I save? Michael or Scherzer?
I mean, Nicole, literally, it is just really. If you save her, I'm fine with that because it is me being completely irrational, and you know.
I do like singing a bit along to a few Pussycat Doll numbers now and then.
Some of their tunes are all right. It's just
I probably will save her, even though I'm not. To be honest, I'm not bothered by her either. Do you know what I mean? So it's like not asked really. So you can either send to the Banish bin Bobbitt or Michael McIntyre. I've got a feeling it'll be Bobbitt.
Dawn says not hard for Bobbitt.
Oops.
Which we're meant to be. Don't you? Yeah.
Don't you?
No, it should be him. He's a vile human being. Barely a human.
Yeah, it is.
It's disgusting. Toxic masculinity. There you go. Vile. That should, and he takes his toss.
You mean not funny knob, Cassie? She's saying it'll either be missing knob or not, or funny knob, and I'm like, do you mean not funny knob? Yeah, bob it hands down.
Good. Yay! Oh, I'm the crowd back on that one.
Okay, next one is things people say.
Because I'm about to lose them again.
That's what you should do, just at like at the end of each one, win them back.
Yeah, okay. So first one is the word hun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You okay, hun? Cheers, hun.
I always think it sounds sarcastic, like a bit sort of, I don't know what the word is. I'm thinking is like, it's a bit sarcastic and a bit like, I'm not really arsed and I don't know why I'm calling you this anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the whole Facebook status thing, like, oh, I can't believe he's done this, or I've got such a massive secret that I can't tell anyone, and then the you okay hun inbox.
You okay, hun? Like, which basically means I'm really nebby. What the fuck's happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the I don't know, school mums at the gate. You okay, hun? And, like, oh my god, I want to lose my own head.
I'm guessing you're going to get a lot of huns in your chat. Yeah.
As a response, I will send pictures of my feet and send them back to you, just as a warning.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hun either. I think it's condescending.
Yeah, and I think that honey's
lovely.
Honey's okay.
It's like
call me darling, or but it's just the hun.
Yeah. I know I'm from the northeast, but I don't like pet. And it stands for petal. You know what I mean? But it's obviously it's pet.
And I like petal.
I don't like it. I like petal, but I don't like pet.
Yeah, I don't mind pet, but again, I think that's because it's a regional thing. Sorry.
It's a regional thing, and I suppose I should like it, but I don't.
No, but I think sometimes when it's a regional thing and you're so used to hearing it, like in Wales, it's love. You're right, love or butt and stuff like that, which other people might find cute, but some people we go, ugh, because we're so sick of hearing it. So, but I think pet is cute. It's nice because it reminds me of when I lived in Newcastle, and it's like, it's nice. But I don't think anybody has an about hun. It's just it sounds common.
I also what bugs is like if it's like young people doing it. So like, I know it sounds really wrong, but like an 18-year-old going, "Are you all right, love?" Some of the carers do it, you know what I mean? And they're like, and I'm like, no, you're not old enough. Just you know what I mean? It doesn't sound right for me.
Yeah,
but, it's weird.
Don't like it.
Right. Okay. That was the one I'd seen. So when I clicked on your pictures, because I forgot to tell you not to send it to them, Therese, but because I forgot to tell you, obviously, that was the word I'd seen. But I already remember you see him before that you didn't like that. So, okay.
Stu Mandry's just saying, is arseface acceptable? I think I'd rather be called arseface.
Yeah. Call me arseface.
Totally call me arseface if you like. I'm cool with that. The next one is ink instead of tattoos. When people.
Oh, it's like to make yourself sound cooler.
Yeah, it's like, so I sometimes do get some random cool, nice ink, and I'm like, the tattoos.
Yeah, like, I didn't get a pen and just draw them on.
And it's like, hey, I'm your cool uncle. So what are you getting now? It's like, please just call them tattoos. Like no. Try and be cool and it's just like tats is okay.
Yeah.
It's for tattoos. That's okay. Yeah. But it's like, hey, I'm a skater kid, and I'm going to use that cool word that you use.
I'm going to get inked.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's so it's. I guess it's a slightly Americanized thing as well, like the getting and stuff. It's like, no, I'm getting a tattoo. It will hurt. That's the point. You know? But ink sounds too cute and fluffy, and you know.
It just sounds like someone's got a pen and had a go.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Like what is it in French? Like, oh yeah, if I was going to get licked on by kittens, like no, it's a tattoo, and it will cost a lot of money, and it would be very painful.
Yeah.
Getting inked like it's a magical thing. Ooh, getting inked. You know? No.
Okay. And then the last thing
Is when people say, I don't talk about religion or politics.
Right.
Because they are the two most important things that define our culture and society and the way that we treat other people. So how can you not want to talk about the two most important things? I don't understand. I can understand why people are like extremely political. I don't consider myself as being extremely political. I have my views on the way that I think people should be treated, and then that so happens to fit in with particular, right parties and stuff. So that's what mine are based on. It's just I think society should be in a certain way, and so I will vote for the people that closely represent that. So I don't know everything in the whatever manifestos and stuff like that.
No.
So I consider myself being extremely political in that sense, or extremely religion. But I think these are the things that really define how you want to treat people. Like when it comes to religion, all religions are basically based on the Bill and Ted religion, which is be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. And that's my religion. And every religion is basically based on that. It's just be good and enjoy while you're here. Like that's religion. And anybody that doesn't want to discuss or that takes too seriously as well, like the ins and outs and all of these things, like why don't you want to discuss it? The only time I've ever said no to a political conversation is when I deleted someone off Facebook because they just said, oh, well, I'm voting UKIP today. And I was like, do you know what? I haven't spoken to you in a long time. And I just don't want to know someone that votes UKIP. You know? And, and then he messaged me afterwards and he was like, oh, so don't you want to discuss this? I'm like, no, I actually don't want to discuss this with you. And it's not because I don't have a good point to make about you. It's just like, I don't want to know you. Again, you're dead to me now. You pissed me off. You're dead to me. Like, I actually just don't want to know someone like you. And that's it,
Yeah, I don't not discuss it. And there's a couple of times it's come out in my YouTube a little bit. One time I remember when I'd had a few drinks.
I think there's a time and place for these conversations.
Yeah. I think you and I am the sort of person is like I kind of do like I listen to other people's points of view and whatever. And if I still don't agree and they don't agree, I'm not the sort of person who like push my views on them or like. You know what I mean? Although I do agree with you, Kip. Like,
and they can,
yeah. I just kind of think, I'm very much sort of agree to disagree. We do have difference of opinions. We do like different things, and that's all fine. I have nothing against other people having a religion, and if it helps them in their life, fine. For me personally, it's not my cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? I'm like kind of with you there with the Bill and Ted thing. I just try and be nice to people, and I treat people as I'd want to be treated, and that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Live and let live, and all of that. And my mum, if whatever, like my mum was with me and like a thing, and I asked her my religion, I always used to say none, and my mum would go Church of England like that. I'm not. It's just like
like I'm not. I don't have a religion, but I think I have a kind of faith and a sort of faith in humanity and a faith in that are essentially good, and hopefully most people will want to do good things.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with politics. Like politics is the way that the world is run. Also, we're told hashtag Illuminati, all of that, But like these are important things, and to completely dismiss them as conversation topics, I don't believe that you should be sat around at a dinner party, it all goes quiet, and then everyone goes like, right, so let's have a good time.
Yeah, and you should all have
obviously a time and a place for everything. But for people to just completely dismiss, oh no, I don't know, I don't talk about them things. Like, but actually you should, and that's it.
Yeah.
So there.
We haven't banished religion in the banish bin tonight. We've just said it's not for us, other people. Well, in a sense, our religion is our religion, isn't it? Whatever we believe is what we believe.
And every single, you could have a church full of Catholic people, and every single person in that church will have a different view on Catholicism, a different part.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone. Oh, he means Star Wars. Oh, I get it now.
Oh, right.
Well, he's actually watched that, has he? That's not a religion. That's just a waste of time. Anyway, moving on. I think I just lost people there as well.
Lady, we're both going in this.
Yeah, we're both going in the end by the end of it. Okay, right. So I don't like the word hun. I totally get people who don't talk about religion and thing. I think some people are just scared, aren't they, in that sense of like, but maybe they're just scared to do it in front of anyone else because of their whatever that is. But I don't know. And then ink, I don't like that word either. This is a hard decision what I keep.
Sorry.
Do I keep the ink thing because maybe we're just older now? Is that it?
Well, and that we just can't do the cool thing.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Or maybe like we're just
cool.
Like if I see anything and I think it's funny, my son will just go, "That's over 40s banter." That's just, you know what I mean. That's what I get off my son all the time. You're over 40s banter. That's what it is. It's people over 40 find you funny.
Snowflake in it.
So I think I will do that. I think I will save the ink thing for that reason, and not because I slightly wouldn't want to put it in as well, to be fair, but hun really annoys me. So I agree on that sense. And yeah, we can't. You can't not discuss the major things in the world and pretend it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Speak for yourself, hun. I'm young. Okay, Susan. All right then. So people in the chat, do you want to banish hun? If you do, write hun. Or do you want to banish people who don't talk about politics and religion? I do write that.
Just talk. Hun
talk. Yeah. Hun talk. So yeah. There's a lot of huns.
There's a lot of huns.
There's a lot of huns.
It is irritating, isn't it? It is.
Yeah. Neither. We've got a neither. We've got a couple of talks, but majority is hun. All right. So that means because it's banished, no one can send Lexx messages with the word hun.
Yes.
Ta-da! You did it to yourself, people. You did it to yourself.
Phew! I am glad for that.
All right. And the last one is random mix.
Okay, first one of those.
Choose whatever you want.
Is something that guys maybe won't understand unless you're a clothing reseller, but all women understand, and that is bloody different clothing sizes in different shops. When you're like a 16 in one shop, a 12 in another, and a 20 in another, and you're like, and then who knows what you are on online? Like, I'm a different size in Boohoo and Pretty Little Thing and ASOS, and like, what one am I meant to get? No wonder, like, the prices of stuff, are inflated because of all the returns.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't know what bloody size we are. Men's sizes are easy. You're a 34 waist.
Yeah.
Go done. You're a 42 chest. There you go, done. Woman can be bloody anything, and it's not fair. Yeah.
It's madness that you can go from like literally 3 sizes, and especially like the effects that that has on people you know, mentally and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of, especially if they have issues with around weight or out like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To like have such a difference, or then feel like they don't fit in this shop and they do in this shop and whatever. I mean, I know all our shapes are different and whatnot. But then surely so is men's, but yet they can get theirs more right.
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't it just a standard? Like a size 14 means that it's this waist.
Yeah.
You know? Why can't it just be that simple? And it is not fair, because like I'll you know, say I'll have a, oh, I feel all right today. I feel I have a bit of a skinny day today, and you know, let's go shopping in Cardiff, obviously. It's like, okay, so try on some new look clothes. Like, oh, I fit into a size 14. Like, that's nice, you know. Yay, I feel good. Let's go to Primark and you know, pick up some clothes from there. Oh, let's not bother trying them on, because you know, I just tried on some 14s and they were fine. So I try some, you know, I get home, try on my size 14s from Primark, and they don't even fit up my freaking leg. And I'm like, oh God, now I can't be asked going all the way back into Cardiff to Primark to queue up again to get my £7 back on these things that don't fit. So you end up keeping them, and then they're just there.
I know, to remind you that you can't get them on, which is annoying.
Shit, you've wasted money. You might have to have a pointless trip back, like to the shop that you don't particularly want to go back to anyway. Like, oh, pain in the arse, and it's not fair. And it does make you feel like crap as well.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's rubbish. And all of this waste because of it.
So, and then the next one
is match days. So I used to absolutely hate, like, when it's the and this, I suppose, because I'm in Wales, it's specifically rugby match days, because we don't do football so much in Wales, do we? So it's rugby match days, really. But I suppose any kind of big match day when you have to do something. So when I used to work in Cardiff and would have to go like into Cardiff, like city centre, on a match day, it was absolute nightmare. You'd have to leave the house like for work about 2 hours early. There would always be crowds on the train, and because it's like the Swansea to Cardiff train, it will be full by the time it gets to Bridgend. So I'd have to like be squished onto a train like that, you know, like face up against the door kind of thing, with all these rugby supporters singing in your face, and you're like, oh, please just leave me alone, just leave me alone. Like, I've got to go to work, I've got to do like another 8 hours of all of you, you know, people singing at me and stuff. I've got to go to work, and I've got to, and I hate it. I hate being on the train and I'm being squished, and the people just assuming that you're into like the same sport as them, and going, oh, all right, love, like, oh, you happy Wales won and stuff. I don't give a shit. Don't give a shit if Wales win, lose, fuck off back to wherever. Like, I don't about you silly little sports. And because of this, I have got to get to work 2 hours early. I've got to be molested on a train. I've got to have drunk people vomit on me and shit like that. No, it's bloody horrible. Hate match days. Hate it. And then the pubs are full as well, and they're all full of wankers going, hey, sport. Yeah.
Well, I like football, so obviously match days are a thing that I do like. However, I can understand it, and I do agree in one sense. If you're not part of that, it could feel quite intimidating, like sort of thing. If it's not your thing, and like I don't understand why there isn't much, like more like transport put on at that time. They've got to know that it's busier, so why don't they put extra transport on for that time? But then there's the other side of it, like, you know, like if you win or whatever, like we went to Wembley and stuff like that and took over like London and everything, and it's been amazing, and that sort of build up is just fantastic, like that.
Someone kicking a bally into a bit of net.
But it's cool, it's good.
Is it?
You get fit footballers.
But my nephew plays rugby professionally, and obviously terribly proud that he is one of the, like, he will be capped. Well, he's already been capped for Wales in like the under 18s, under 21s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's a famous rugby player for Wales at some point. His name is Sean Price, Jones Price with a Y. So, and Sean spelled Sion, the Welsh spelling. So you will see him like at some point, okay? He will be famous. And I am terribly proud of him. But even when like I've sat down and I've watched a bit of rugby with him and I'm going like, so there he did, he got the ball there and he ran up there and this is thrilling. Like
I think if like he was in a major game and
oh my god, if he was my nephew playing, I would be
yeah. I think if you had that and you got that from there, I think it would change your viewpoint maybe in like terms of like how it feels, you know what I mean? That sort of like
I would be excited for him and I would be proud and I would be obviously very pleased if he won and everything. But that's only because if he was there, like I would go to the pub, or used to go to the pub on match day, not to watch the match, but to watch all of my friends' reaction. Like this cat, get it in, and I'm like, get what in? What's he meant to be doing? And it's hilarious to watch them to see just how like hungry they get, and it's like,
I mean, like I said, I'm a football fan and obviously a Sunderland fan, but like, and I've never really watched rugby, but I could understand like the same sort of thing, that the same sort of feeling that you get from it. You know what I mean? That it's just amazing. Like that, like I remember like when we're at Wembley and we're all singing Wise Man Saved by the Elvis Presley version of it, and everyone was singing it. And there's like 40,000 Macams, you know what I mean? And it's just amazing to sort of
trump that and say like, all right, all you're singing and shit, but nothing sounds as good in a stadium as Mein Hen Welsh Fy Nhadau, like the Welsh national anthem, because every Welsh person knows. I mean, even I know how to sing it, you know. And there is definitely a all right, like when Wales sing it, like for sure. That's the only thing that I'm like that bit's all right. That's a kind of bit, but yeah, like sports. Like, I mean, again, have you ever read Brave New World? Because Brave New World like kind of describes sports. Like they're just a way of, they are an economy booster. They're a distraction. They're a thing that you are made to pay for as something to spend your money on and to distract you from other things. It's a tool to control society and stuff. So yeah, I'm a complete. I don't get sport at all. I don't get sports as entertainment. I get why people play it, and I get why it's a good. I get why my nephew loves playing it. He really enjoys it. But as watching it.
No, I mean, I don't get cricket or golf or
boring
or any of those things. I do like watching like the Olympics, for instance. You know what I mean? Stuff like
the Olympics,
like not all of it. You know what I mean? Like not every bit of it, but I do like some of it. All right, so you've got one more choice for this, haven't you?
Which again, on the last one, this is where I'm going to lose everyone, and I'm going to say kids. Yeah, kids. Anyone that likes kids, anyone that has kids, anyone that knows kids, anyone who ever was a kid. Kids.
When you was a kid.
Kids. And I disliked myself the whole time.
Yeah. So what is it? You just like all kids should be kept somewhere and then brought back. Like,
kept in a zoo, and things thrown at them. Now, it's okay. The main point, I suppose, is I've always known that I've never wanted to have kids from very young age. When I knew that as someone going to be a woman, that it was going to be possible for me to have kids, I was like, nah, in chance. So I've always known that I've never wanted to have kids. And so I've been to doctors many times and gone like, can I be sterilized? And they're like, oh no, because you might change your mind. I'm like, I'm not going to change my mind. Like, I'm never going to change my mind. And they're, oh, but, you know, don't you feel like you're going to be missing out on stuff? No, I think I'm going to be getting a lot more out of life, actually. And I hate that patronizing thing from people that go, yeah, but it's different when you have your own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or they're like, don't you feel, but, you know.
You don't want them.
Or oh, but it's my greatest achievement. Really? That's your greatest achievement? Like single cell amoeba can do this. You know, like reproduce. It's the most basic thing other than like breathing and stuff like that. You know, everything can reproduce apart from, you know, a chest of drawers. But, you know, it's not the hardest thing. You know, it's hard to be a parent. I will give you that. But, you know,
definitely.
Like, I don't get it when people, oh, but, you know,
that maternal instinct.
Yeah, it's because I just don't have that. I have it over cats.
Yeah.
And, you know, when people say like, oh, but, you know, you don't understand it until you have your own. No, because I think
is it more the patronizing side of it that bugs you, not the actual kids?
Like,
you have your kids, keep them away from me. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Missing out on life by not having.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
That's wrong. Or like you expectation, even now, still is an expectation, isn't there? That you get married, you have kids. You know what I mean? You have a house, you get married, you have kids. That's the expectation, isn't it? Still. Yeah,
exactly. And like I had conversation with like a random conversation in a charity shop with someone, and she goes like, oh, so, you know, so have you got any kids? I'm like, no. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, why? Like, meanwhile, her child was running around the shop being annoying and pulling things off shelves, and everyone was like giving like the evil eye. Like, can you sort your kid out, please? It's like, no, I definitely, absolutely, 100% know that this is better for me.
Yeah,
not have kids, and I think there's a lot of people out there that should not have had kids as well. And you know, let's face it. You know, for example, Katie Hopkins, or rather, Katie Hopkins' parents shouldn't have had kids. You know, but I just think like it's frustrating to think, or that people think that life is somehow empty if you don't have them. You know? And that's bullshit, absolute bullshit. Because it's not. It's a difficult thing to be a parent.
That's if it works for you. You know, some people it's all they want to do. You know what I mean? It is what they want. They want to be a mother or a father or whatever.
I've never understood that. It's like you can be a parent and you can be
enough, but like that's fair enough to them and everything. But it's just as fair enough that you don't want them, and you shouldn't have to explain that or it'd be looked upon as wrong in any way because you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't get where, you know, I have known people where it's like, oh, that's all I wanted to be is like happy. I've only wanted to be like a mum or a dad. It's like, you know, you can do other things as well. So you can be a parent. Many people are parents and also extremely successful in other ways. Many people have had kids and for things. Or, you know, discovered a theory, or, you know, become a politician, or, you know, you can do both things. You don't have to.
Yeah, it takes over their life, and then when eventually their child does leave home, you know, they're knocking on the door, like doing their washing when they're like 25 or whatever, and still going to their house to take their washing home and stuff like that. It's too far when you go that extreme, you know what I mean? But
exactly.
At the end of the day, you know, I mean, I couldn't put kids in as kids, but
to be fair, I also do just dislike kids as well. I find them really irritating. I'm like, can you just speak properly, for God's sake? Like, I'm not read yet.
I find some of them funny. Like my nephews, sometimes they come out with the funniest things. You know what I mean? Like in stuff like that. My youngest nephew, my brother had told him to run along the beach, and he was running along the beach, and he seen someone had drew something on the sand, like, so he pointed at it and he was going, "Look, Dad, look." So my brother started immediately laughing because it was a penis, right, and a cock and balls on the sand, right, and my 4-year-old nephew is going, "Look, Dad, look, Dad," and my brother starts laughing and he goes, "It's you," and like I just find that hilarious, you know what I mean? Like, like that was fab. But like, yeah, I mean, kids are hard work, you know what I mean, and
Pain in the arse.
but you know, it is a different kind of love. But I think if it's not something like I don't know, it's like the unconditional thing. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. You shouldn't have to be judged because of that, or like looked at strangely because of that. You know what I mean? If you don't understand it or why anyone would want them, but that's fair enough. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't think it's a be all and end all thing. I don't think it's I don't even think it's the reason why we exist. You know, like we're, you know, 42 and all that. You know, like we exist to reproduce and stuff. I don't even think it is that. Reproducing is something that we can do, but I don't think. I think too many people do it for a start.
yeah,
and you know,
just for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just to, I don't want to say like just to claim doll and stuff, because that's not my. You can do whatever you want when it comes to shit like that. I don't care, but it's I don't know. Sometimes it's like a get out clause of stuff. I don't know. It's just it's not the most important thing. I don't think, you know. Yeah, like Becca says, we've evolved to be so much more than just reproduction.
Yeah, exactly. And in this day and age, when you can do more than just be a parent, you know what I mean? Like it was different years ago, you know, especially for women, and nowadays, you know what I mean? It was kind of an expectation, wasn't it, back then? And then you were kind of classed as a sort of what was it, a spinster, and it was kind of looked as like a negative thing if you never went along that, you know what I mean, sort of, which is wrong.
And I've got to admit, like, see, okay, I tried a dating app the other day. It didn't last long.
I'll do that once or twice.
But I do put as like one of my search things, like if they have kids, it's a no, because I don't want anything to do with anything like that. And I don't think I would have a lot really in common with a partner that had kids, because I just think we would have different views.
Yeah, because that will be a constant in your life. If you would have to have them in your life constantly. Like if you're friends with someone, you know what I mean, you don't have to have them in your life constantly. Their kids, or your sister's kids for that matter, or anyone else's kids. Do you know what I mean? But if you're in a relationship, it's a different thing. You sort of looked upon being a stepmom kind of thing, and it's
exactly. Like I am not signing up to be anyone's mum or dad. Yeah. I'm not going to sign up to be anyone's dad, not yet anyway. But like it's I know I've never wanted that. So
what about like if not like their children are adults? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it okay once they pass a certain age? Like,
to be fair, if they were past a certain age, I probably fancied the son more. You know, they were old enough. You know, grass and all that. You know.
Actually,
why would I want to go out with someone that's got adult kids?
I'm 45. I've got adult kids.
Yeah, like, oh man, I want to go out with 45-year-old.
I've got 40-year-old banter and that, but still.
I want to go out with like a 28-year-old, like some 40-odd-year-olds. They're way too old for me.
Yeah.
But okay. So I've marmited the crowd there, because some people are definitely like, yeah, and other people are very much like, oh God, Lexx is insulting us. Sorry if I you know, if anyone took that as an offense. I also, as a bonus, probably can't have kids anyway, so at least I am that statistic. So I feel that I have taken, you know, if we talk statistics and fake like that, I feel that at least I have taken that from, so I am that statistic, so someone else doesn't have to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
In universal terms, if 1 out of 10 people can't have kids, I'm like the.
But even if you had the ability to, that's no one else's business. That's your business, whether you choose to do it or not, whether you choose to have children or not. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, exactly.
It's totally your business. What about baby fibroid, Lex?
I'll send you a piece.
Yeah, when it's born, you can bring it up.
Oh, it's an ugly baby. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, sorry, babies are ugly. I don't care how much people even.
No,
no, they are though.
Some babies are ugly. Yeah, you kind of like.
Look at
Like, I think it's always funny is when babies look like little old people. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, that Danny DeVito one is hilarious.
They're like little old people, and they've got like knee hair, knee teeth, and they're just like their faces get like it's so funny.
Oh, and Fauna just made a very good point as well that not having kids is environmentally friendly. Yes, biggest carbon footprint that you can leave on this world is done by having a child. That is the biggest environmentally unsound thing you can do. So I'm free to go on as many airplanes as I want. I can get the petrol pump and go like that, woo, as much as I want, and still be like better off. I am more carbon neutral than someone that's had a kid.
All right, so women's sizes are definitely going in the Banish bin thing because that needs the choice for them anyway. I'm not putting kids in as kids, but I would put people who expect you to have kids, or like, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. Like, obviously, people who have kids. That's up to them and whatever. Me being one of them, but like, so kids is a thing I couldn't put in like just kids, but I could put in like the whole concept that you should have to have them because you've reached a certain age, or people look at you funny if you don't have them, or like you said, that woman who sort of said sorry to you for what? You know what I mean?
So I know some people might be getting slightly offended by this now as well about the me and kids thing, and I think that it's
no, but why should they be offended? At the end of the day, right? You haven't had any. It's not like you've put like kids out on the planet and then you go, well, I don't like my kids. Fucking horrible things that I've ever had.
But it has come from years of like, well, I've been offended every time someone has said to me, well, why don't you want to have kids, you weirdo? This is my defense, and I'm allowed to have it.
Yeah. You know? All right, so I'm going to put women's sizes. I'm going to see if match days, and I'm actually going to put people who assume, I'm going to call it kids, so just put kids in the thing, but it's not actually kids. Like,
not kids themselves.
It's not kids themselves. It's the people who assume you should have them if you don't have any, or expect you to have some, or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's not actually kids itself. So put kids.
Can we put some kids in
there?
Can we put some kids? Because some kids are really.
Yeah, when they grow up to be like Hitler and.
Yeah, exactly. One kid in particular, when I worked in Blockbuster, one kid and one parent. When I worked in Blockbuster, we had the bags of popcorn in front of the counter. Some little kid came up, opened a bag of popcorn, went like that, and threw it all over the place. And then the parent kind of looked at me and went, "Oh, kids, they're funny, aren't they?" And I was like, "No." So I got dustpan and brush, handed it to the parent. I was like, "I'm not cleaning up after your kid." Like, that's disgusting behavior. You should be telling your child off. In fact, your child should not be doing that and not be thinking that is acceptable behavior. Sorry, can't stand it.
Yeah, that's out of order, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the parent, isn't it? That's why I handed it to the parent. It's like, you can clean up after your kid. And ugly babies.
It seems the patronising kid warriors and babies.
I like what Fauna said. You defend me more if you didn't like my dogs than my kids.
Yeah, leave Jasper alone.
They actually are cute. Like, animals are cute. They love me.
Right, I'm trying to see what we've got here. So we've got kids one, 2.
Ruby Lou says, annoying that you can take kids practically anywhere, but not lovely clean dogs. Yeah, that's mad. A nice trained dog that will, sit and be quiet and stuff. But kids can run.
So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've seen them. So it looks like it's kids. Kids is gone. Well, not kids is gone, but you know what I mean. Patronising facts is gone.
Here we go. Them.
Yeah, does that work?
Yay!
And that is the end.
And hands up if I offended you at some point tonight. I'm sure I've offended most people at some point tonight, but that's kind of the part of the reason.
The thing is, though, it's like my point is if you're offended by that, then that's weird, because at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinions, entitled to their own opinions and their own choices, and do their own things. It's like why be offended by that? I shared a picture once, and it had it was about phone sex and about hearing aids. You'll get hearing aids, and if you have phone sex. And then someone was offended because their daughter wears hearing aids.
Yeah, but I bet the daughter would probably find the joke really
funny.
And
I was like, but I'm not calling your daughter. Do you know what I mean? It's got... Anyway, it was weird, but still. Yeah, have a Chinese takeaway. But that was cool. I really enjoyed that.
The same. We get tired of looking at each other. Right. So what did I win? So Oasis didn't go in, did they? That I'm gutted.
No.
Perfect Day went in. Did Value Coffee got Value Coffee went in?
Yeah.
Fake Apologies, was it Apologies?
Yeah.
Okay.
The film thing.
Oh, the films. Star Wars
went in.
My greatest win of the night.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that, because I managed to get, on behalf of Susan, a little bit of Disney in there. So yes. So I'm proud of that. And John Wayne Bobbitt, yay. Yeah, I'm
rid of him.
I think pretty much.
And people stay home of and then it was good. You did well. You did well. Got rid of a lot of crap out of this world.
Yeah. What's that? What does could someone pick in select Lexx as a celeb?
I think he's wanting to put you in the management. He's going to do it, actually. Yeah, well, I changed the time to Trivia Tuesday at 9:30, so it's fine. I've got 2 minutes. It's fine.
Sorry, Lainey.
I enjoy it. It's I love a good discussion, and I like this because it's obviously we can have fun, we can laugh about it, we can joke about it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that is what it is. It's a bit of fun. What you're gonna whisper?
And also, there's probably a lot of people in the chat that thought oh, that Lexx, she seems quite nice. She's quite softly spoken and just talks about jewelry all the time and chats with them and has cats.
What was it? And has common sense. I saw that.
Common sense, right? Oh, she's nice woman, isn't she? Nah, I'm bloody horrible. Horrible. Absolutely.
Nah, it's good though. We all have difference of opinion, and at the end of the day, your opinions are your opinions, and if and that's no one else's business at the end of the day.
Apart from when you're on this show, where it's everyone's business.
Yeah, and then I'll start sending you hun things and other.
Oh, that's all that Susan has been texting me. For
there'll be lots of
the word hun.
Hun.
See,
yeah. And until
and my Nick.
Yeah, Nick, and you'll probably get a few more.
Yeah,
That's
fine. That's fine.
But anyway, thank you very much, Lexx. That was immense.
Thank you.
I will be live in a minute, still on this channel because I've got a quiz. If anyone wants to take part, please feel free to join that. Trivia Tuesday. And then my positivity plan, the second step, will be out on Monday. And then Carla will be doing this on Tuesday, but she'll be doing it at the 9 o'clock time rather than the 7:30 time. So just so you know, people. And then we will see you all again. Well, I'll see you in 2 minutes, and Lex will see you when she does the next video. And also I've put Lex's channel in the bottom of here, but I'm sure you're all already subscribed anyway. But if you're not, make sure you do.
Or they'll be unsubscribing now. By the way, I don't think Steve is a subscriber, so go and unsubscribe from him and tell him he's a knob.
Yeah, do that as well. All right. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.